Good morning. Right, balloon update time. So I've got some dry ice. Well, I've been busy since last time. Let me just to move the camera and show you. Ignore this, I'm trying to charge the battery up, but I found a problem with my charging system where if you're charging one, the other one, without even charging, the voltage goes up. So I'm assuming it's a common earth problem. Not a huge problem because one will pretty much, yeah. The idea of that being is when it's on the ground and we're sorting the balloon out, we can keep the main battery topped up because it will be using it. We'll be running the heater just to preheat everything. But anyway, so this is my little box I made. This is going to house that dry ice over there that just turned up about 45 minutes ago. This is all fired up. I've started recording because I'm concerned the GoPro might not like minus, was it 78.5 degree components around it. GoPros get quite warm anyway, so it's actually, even though it wastes quite a lot of energy running it, it also produces heat. It was good. So yeah, I made this box. It's double ply polystyrene, inch thick, and then I've obviously got my cable so I can actually read the device. I'm going to put the payload into like a ground mode. Actually, no, saying that I'm not, because I need to do some tweaks, and the only way I can do that is now taking the bottom off, and I'm done with those elastic bands for today. I've also made another problem I've got is actually, I just want a second opinion on the temperature in there. I can only read down to minus 55. It's just one of the limitations of the Dallas modules that I'm using for the outside temperature sensor. I've actually plumbed one together very quickly here as a second pair of eyes, and there it is. I'll put my thumb over it. You should see I'm not a lizard. There we go. So that works. Alright, well, I've never played with dry ice, so this is going to be fun. And then we'll get into running a long-term basically, test-wise, what I want to see is with this in automatic mode, how does it fare when I stick it in a really cold environment? I think for an hour or so, or it might come out sooner if it fails. So I have some upgrades to the software that kicks the heater in about 10 degrees sooner, and we'll preheat it on the ground, but I'm not going to do it here. I'm just going to see how it gets on. Reason being, lipos, the chemistry of those don't like going below minus 20, and then they're pretty much done. Like, they don't really, the voltage just plummets off into the ground. So I want to make sure I keep it well above that. Anyway, let me grab this dry ice and not try and make sure I don't soak my laptop. For that, I'm going to put this down, give my laptop some protection, even though I could do with a new one. That'd be a great excuse, but they're too expensive at the moment. There's apples for you. Pop you down. So yeah, no, I've played this before. I think I'm going to wear some form of gloves, so I have some cycling gloves. Seen better days. But I'd rather that than getting burnt. I'm tempted to drop a piece of it in water and see what happens as well. Let me just open this up. Again, never played a dry ice, so this is my first time as well. I ordered 10 kilos. I hope that's enough. The reason being I ordered more than I needed because this company was really good actually. They that's my address. They were literally 12 o'clock is your cut-off period, and then they get it to you at 9 o'clock the next day, so it doesn't stop the make too much. So I hear anyway. Let's have a look. What we got now? Now I haven't got the heating on today because it's carbon dioxide. One sec, let me open the window. That would be a good way to go. Death by dry ice. Obviously, well ventilated areas for this stuff because it's carbon dioxide. You can't have pure carbon dioxide. Put it that way. I can see a lot of gas on there. I'm gonna put straight from the hope you can see that. Alright, as soon as I had this buzz going. Here it is. Or should we put some water? I have to be careful because this is very, oh yeah, I can feel it come through the gloves actually. So these are surprisingly enough, it hasn't so much evaporated. Let me move this and then I'll just grab a glass of water because I'm curious. Because why not, right? Never done this. I'm expecting it's going to bubble, but we'll find out. Ooh, it's cold. Definitely wear gloves. All right. Oh, that's entertaining. As you can tell, it's obviously a lot warmer the water, so it's creating a nice magic drink cocktail sort of effect. Quite entertaining, I might add. So if we let's put you back up there. You just get a bit more. We'll see if we can freeze the water. Very mad scientist look. Kind of this is what happens with liquid nitrogen, but it's obviously a lot colder. Anyway, let's move on. So, how entertaining that is. I'll put that over here. Hopefully it won't drown me out. Okay, so laptop wise, now I've got my own smoke machine. Okay, so I'll screen record now. I'll put that down the bottom right. So what I've got here, it's quite loud, isn't it? So what I've got here is two things outputting. I've just got a nice, a human readable version, and then I've got what the payload would actually send. Now I suspect, you see the GPS isn't obviously picking up anything. That's what I expect. It's actually not the crazily strong antenna on this thing, and also we'll probably notice it won't send and receive, so you'll probably see it pause for 90 seconds while it tries. But hey ho, so battery should be increasing, yeah, because it's charging. Touch wood. I'm charging at 2 amps. I don't want to push too much more through these cables. Actually, that's got a direct feed, so I'm going to push it to 3 amps. Hopefully I don't start, because I suspect the runtime current is around there. Alright, we're pushing it to 2.5 and the charger's like, nah, you can only go to 2.4. Alright, it's doing 3, so it is obviously sucking more power now and again as it tries to send. Let's wait for this to send and receive and see what the inside and outside temperature. I see the inside temperatures rose up to 25, so that started at 16. That's obviously the GoPro warming it up. What's nice of it? How's the ice bucket tip? Looks like it's getting cold because it's getting condensated. Right, let's move you over to here. Might as well look as... Drops phone in there. Yeah, sorry Google, I tested your phone in freezing conditions. Right. Alright, let's load some... well, I'm just going to wait for this to fail, and then I'm going to load some up in there. Okay, yeah, it failed. Temperature is 20.8 9.4 inside this box. Let's see if that goes down. Oh man, we're going to be able to put a lot in here. So my little side note one is down to 15, the 15.3, 15.25. The balloons is a little bit higher up, so probably not getting it. It's weird stuff, it's like chips. Very mystic in there. Right, the other pro's down to 10.4. I'll try to show you. Let me zoom out a bit. And how well this will go. See both then. If you can see that very well, but it's kind of reading 6.3. You get to see my coat, nice. Oh, let's give this a roll. Balloon's down to 20. So the balloon hasn't dropped much, so it must be creating a cool level haze. Oh. -6 on that one. -14, -15. Right, so now, yeah, it's coming down a little bit on the balloon, -20. Alright, so, got a few kilos in now, I'm going to stick the lid on now. And see what it does, and then I'll add some more if I need to. Oops. I've got a lot of dry ice on my floor. You zoom in on that. It's really hard. I'm normally used to being a bit more left on the view. You can see that. Balloon's at 18.6 outside. Oof, a lot warmer, so I'm hoping that'll come down. I don't know if you can hear this. It's still going. I'm going to put that over there because it's quite noisy. It's getting very excitable. So I suspect we're getting a lot of passive heating from inside the box, affecting that sensor on the outside. That's why it's not dropping as fast. I'm going to move that glass away because I think it's freezing water. I don't want that exploding if it gets trapped gas. -46, very good. I might need a fan in there to circulate the cold air actually. Well, that'll be a test for a fan, won't it? I got one. I think so. Let me find one. might be a bit overkill. Charging it. 6%, that's loads. Let's circulate the air a bit more efficiently in there. And hopefully that will help. Down to 18.5, not much. We could be getting like a multi-climate in there, but we'll find out in a sec. Oh, this is going to make it very fun. Okay, so I've got a fan in there now. Hopefully that'll stir up the air and means it more consistently, not minus 5 billion at the bottom end. So my temperature probe is going up as I expected, as it's circulating the air a bit better. Put some weight on this thing. So now it's going to be cooling down all the air, and now it's more important. Nice, minus 13 on that sensor. Alright, we'll leave it for about half an hour, we'll come back to it. Right, well, that's been running for about an hour and 20 minutes at sub. Very cold, you can tell. So when that goes to minus 127, it goes beyond 55 degrees, minus 55. and it seems that I do have a little bit of a temperature leak, well, not a leak, but a bleed problem with the external temperature on the payload. As you can tell, it has taken a long time to get cold, and it's not as cold as that sensor was, so I suspect that I need to carefully, somehow, it's glued in, it's going to be fun, slowly slide it out a bit more so it's a bit more exposed to the environment, because I think it's getting shielded a bit by the box, and by the fact the box is warmer, it's then giving a little bit of passive heat through it. It's good to see that even though just bear in mind that this stuff's minus 78, we'll never get there. We'll probably get to minus 60 worst case, so I'm kind of throwing it into a harsher environment, and also there's a lot more air in this, atmosphere at low level. So this is at sea level, so there's more air to convect that temperature difference. What I'm not sure what we'll do, but I suspect it should be better higher up. I did see I have a bug there, another one actually. So we've got the temperature probe, we need to pull out a little bit more. And also I noticed the heater pad, when it hit 15, there's a min and max threshold, right? And it's meant to scale from that max to min, so it slowly, gradually brings it in. It's actually the wrong way around. So it brought it in, then slowly scaled back to nothing, and then there's a secondary statement that says, oh, if it's beyond this, then just set it on full. And that's what it did. And as you can tell, it's holding 6 degrees in a minus, I suspect, probably about 60, 65 Celsius environment. So 70-degree difference, that's fine. Now this has been up for a lot longer than it will be up there as well. Now the batteries should be fine down to about 0, and then the voltage keeps tailing off. Probably notice the voltage is a little bit low. It's probably due to the temperature. It's about 5 degrees in there at the moment. But it's also because I didn't charge them beforehand, because the delivery turned up a lot sooner than I anticipated. What's a good thing? I don't think I got the full 10 kilos, but you probably noticed halfway through the test the temperature went up a few times. I actually put all of the dry ice in the box, and I also had to sort the fan out because the fan stopped. As expected, it is in minus like 70 degrees in there. It's not meant to be really operating that, and it didn't stop the fact, as you can probably hear it now, it stopped because it got blocked with ice. So other than those little bugs, that did pretty good, I think. Definitely was fun. Oh, there's that glass, by the way, if you're curious. It is now a frozen block. Yeah, that was quite fun. I'm glad I had that backup temperature sensor. And it's still getting colder, so that at least it is cooling down. Now, initially I did have a little bit of a bigger difference, but it was because the fan is really needed to cool everything down in this box, and it wasn't actually blowing anywhere on anything. So then the sensor got the most exposed to it, the secondary one. So that's why it showed quite a large difference. But other than that, that's all from me anyway. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoy playing with dry ice. And I'll catch you next time. Next time will be a test flight. Just want to check all the tracking in that one. Check the altitude, all those things work fine. But due to weather, it's not so possible at the moment, but it will come up soon. Alright, thanks. Bye.